Hello my friends, thank you for joining me for my craft room reveal. I don't know if you guys remember the room before we started to make all of the changes, but it was a family room and we tore out everything. The flooring, the countertop, it's where the kids used to do their homework, tore it all out, new floors, new paint, new cabinets, new countertops. Very exciting process. So here I'm kind of just giving you a view of the room once the floors were done, the cabinets were put in, and we were getting ready to finish up the countertops. Here are the countertops. They are complete, and actually once I show it to you this way, I'll have some close-ups of it, still shots, so that you can see. They're very, very shiny because we poured epoxy, and epoxy is really, really shiny. So it's hard to truly see them because there's reflections of everything. You can see here there's reflections of, from the window and the cabinets above them and all of that. Here are the still shots. I absolutely love how the countertops turned out. They're very free and flowing, and that's what I wanted. This is a close-up of the tiles that I put up for the backsplash. These are the knobs that I chose for the cabinets. I absolutely love them. Now I'm going to show you the room all set up and ready to work in. Hello my friends, I am so excited to share my craft room with you. So I'm not sure exactly how I want to film this. So just hang in there with me, bear with me while we figure out the best way to show you the craft room, but I figure I'll start on this side. So what I've got over here on this side of my craft room is, as you can see, my printer. And by the way, some of you wanted me to let you know what I thought of this printer because I did an unboxing on it, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe more. I love it, and it is a Canon, and I absolutely do love it. So far so good with that. Then you can see my computer. I have a I think that's a 21-inch screen Apple, and I love Apple and will never use anything but that. And as you can see, the backdrop here, those are actually ceiling tiles. I'm going to pan over just so you can see them. I'm going to pan to the window. There we go. So those are my ceiling tiles that I painted, and I put them as a backdrop, and I absolutely love them. They're lightweight, they're easy, and I can remove them and change them whenever I want to. So if we just pan up, and I'm going to go slow so that I don't make anybody motion sick or anything like that, you can see that I have got cabinets all the way from one end to the next, and they go all the way to the ceiling. So I have an incredible amount of storage, which is wonderful. Okay, I have switched places now. I'm in a different spot, but this is so that you can see head on. Now underneath the cabinet there, that's my paper shredder, and you can see we have a few details to button up. Like I need to get a I need to get a cap on that plug that's there. That is open and probably not the safest thing in the world. Sorry if you hear a little noise. That is the AC running, and I shared with you guys before how hard that it blows out of the air vent, which is great. It keeps the room nice and cool, but it is quite loud. So anyway, you can see that there is some storage down on the bottom right. That's more of like office supplies and office paper. And the cabinet to the far right, that small cabinet, that is also office sort of stuff. But right above the computer is all of my paper. Actually, I should show you that. Hold on a second. As you can see in that cabinet right there, I've got my ephemera and my coffee dyed vintage papers. They're the papers that are coffee dyed and ready to work with, and so that's why I have them in that cabinet. And then I also have a lot of magazines, vintage magazines and books that I can pull from. And then on the far right there, I've got my ephemera. No, I have my ATC book that I have all the ATCs that you guys have given me. Now this next, I kind of did this in sections. So, to the right is the office section, and then right here in the middle, right above that drawer that you're looking at is my Cricut. And I love having a designated space for my Cricut. In the upper cabinet, I have ephemera that I've already made, and then I have napkins in the bread box at the very top, and then I have vintage ephemera and magazines, and then I have my playing cards, and then the two pink boxes on the two upper shelves, that is all pretty things that you guys have given to me that I want to work with. That's what's there. Now if we go below the Cricut, there's a drawer which I have all my little tools in, which is great, and then below that is this giant cabinet that is full of new papers that I work with. So I have my new papers, all my 12 by 12s. I do have wallpaper down there, and I actually do have some vintage papers that I might make digital kits out of at some point in time once I learn how to do that. So let's move over to our sewing section. All right, so over here you can see that little thing that has a vintage sewing machine on it. Well, that's my sewing machine cover, and that is where it is. Below that, I have overflow fabric, so I need to continue to sell the fabric in my shop, and it does sell. It sells quite quickly, actually, because I'm very generous with it, but I need to go ahead and get all my fabric into this cabinet over here. But let me show you what's above the sewing machine. I'm going to go open those up. So what I've got up there in the right-hand cabinet, as you can see, a bunch of mason jars, and that is like overflow ribbon that's already been cut. It's more like scraps or shorter sizes. And then above that is like all the interesting things like altered paper clips and just kind of more 3D sort of items. I do have my sewing box up there. And on the top shelf, I have some very unique items that I hope to work with someday. I can't even get into what all of that is, but anyway, let's hope that I can get to it because it's going to be a lot of fun. And then on the left-hand cabinet, I've got, what do I have up there? I have my scraps. I have my wax thread. I've got a tag punch thing. I've got my buttons, and I have my crocodile with all my eyelets. As you can see, we are facing a different direction, but here's the sewing machine just to kind of show you where we're at. I don't always have flowers out, but my husband got me flowers for Mother's Day, and they are still alive and doing well, so I do have some flowers out. But as you can see, right there I have my 3 mason jars, and I did a video on how I decorated those, and they're so pretty. And they have my clothespins in them, and you know I love that. And then they have my flowers. I love having my flowers in there. And then they have my rhinestones, and they are literally in reach of my work desk. This right here is my work desk. There's some flowers right there in the center, and then that is Amanda's work desk, but we're going to get to that. What I want to show you is what I have in these cabinets right here, and then I want to show you what I have in the cabinet below. I probably moved way too quickly and made you guys a little bit motion sick, and I apologize for that. And actually, before I get into that, I forgot to mention what you see in the right-hand corner of my countertop. Those are my scales, and that's what I use to weigh everything for my Etsy shop. So that's what that is for. Now, in the cabinet above it is all of my ribbon. Well, not all of my ribbon. It's my small ribbon that I, use for tags and creating little things and all that good stuff. And above that, that whole cabinet, and that cabinet goes all the way to the wall. It doesn't just go to where this cabinet is. It goes all the way to the wall, like behind that one. And that is all full of fabric. So that's what I need to kind of pare down as time goes on. Now this cabinet down here, I'm sorry you can't see. Actually, there's a light. Let me turn the light on. I do have that little light, and actually you cannot tell from here, but it actually does light up the whole cabinet. Anyway, that's all of my lace is in there. My fabric is in there. Actually, my lace is over on this side. I just did some prep projects and I just popped them in there. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. But my lace is all on that side, and up there's a shelf under there. And then I have a huge container of doilies. And then I have my small fabric. This is usually what I work with directly. And then when I run out of a certain color, I'll go up here into my big cabinet, and then I put the smaller pieces down there. This is some overflow from some gifted fabric that I just received. So it's a little bit of a mess right now, but it's doing the job. So as we pan over, you will see that that is my workspace right there. And then that one is Amanda's. Now let me show you the window treatments I got. I'm going to close the one so the lighting is better. So here is the beautiful window treatment that got put over the window, and then behind that is the honeycomb shade, which I love. It's a great insulator. This window gets blasted by the sun first thing in the morning, And then once it goes over the house, we will open that and then we can see the garden outside, and you know, it's very inspiring. So there's both of our work desks. Now, and I'm trying to move slowly for you guys. So up above are cabinets, and on the right, I keep all my Christmas stuff, and on the left is kind of miscellaneous stuff right now. So I've just scooched over just a little bit, and these are Amanda's storage cabinets. And then that is her little work, well, it's not all of her workspace. This is her workspace, but then this is like some extra for her. And then these cabinets below are also for her, which is great. So she has lots of room to create her, is it acrylic? What does she work with? Epoxy? Yeah, I think I'm saying it right. I think it's epoxy. I also wanted to show you this power pack that we installed. It's got 3-prong electrical outlets in it, but on the left hand side you can see that you could plug in your electronics. So we have one of those in the room, and then we have 3 of these in the room, also 3 prongs, but you can plug in 4 pieces of electronics as well. So as we pan over this way, you can see that I got these window treatments put up, which I was so happy for, and they're very sheer. I just wanted a little pop of color. You can see my swimming pool back there. You can see my porch. Actually, there's a lot going on back there, and it needs to be tidied up. There's Andrew's drum set. There's just a lot going on back there, which is also one of the reasons I wanted, you know, a curtain, just to kind of, so I didn't have to look at all that. I don't want to look at all that all the time. Now over here, we have my, well, hold on, let me move. So here we have one of those 3-tiered trays, and it holds all of my paints and my stamping stuff. And what's on the bottom? Oh, stencils. Yes, that's what's on the bottom is stencils. And then we have our sofa. This is just a little sofa that me and Amanda can sit on and chill out and relax. And over on the left-hand side of that sofa is my little cutie named Pearl, and she, Amanda gave her to me, and which I think is so sweet. So I want to make sure to show you the flooring, because you guys remember we installed the new flooring ourselves. Actually, we installed all of this entire room ourselves. So we put in the floors, we put in the cabinets, we did the countertops. Amanda and I actually poured the countertops. And I took some pictures of it, but let me see if I can get some of it on video. It's very shiny, so it's probably hard for you to see it, but we just did sort of an abstract pour and added pearl and pink and some gray, and just did it really abstract and flowy, and I absolutely love it. I forgot to show you the 2 drawers that are in between Amanda and my workstation. So in the top drawer, I don't know if you'll be able to see, I have my glues, scissors, paintbrushes, all my markers. I have some coffee actually for coffee dyeing. This tape does not belong here. That's a mistake there. But anyway, and then I keep this one in here like this, so that when I pull it out and I'm ready to use it, it's ready to pour. And then down here in this one are my tapes and glues. I have my extra glue down there, as you can see. What else is down there? Oh yeah, my Mod Podge, my duct tape, my glue guns. And this does seem to be a little bit discombobulated here today. It's not usually this bad. I'm not sure what was going on in there. So that's what's in there. Now everything looks great when it's staged, right you guys? So let's get back into the reality of crafting and creating. So as you can see, I went ahead, since I showed you my workspace, I went ahead and added something that I actually do keep on my desk at all times. And one of those things is this. So when I do use my phone, which is rarely, I usually do not use my phone. I usually use the camera that I'm recording on now. But when I use my phone, I have this here. And I use my phone to make shorts. What else? Reels for Instagram. So that's what this is for. This was given to me in Happy Mail, and so I keep this right here. And then here's my flamingo tape. I keep that there just because it's kind of funny. And then this is just my, you know, handy, quick clothespins. This is a stamp I just got from my friend Dale McVeigh, and actually I just hadn't put it back yet, so I'm going to go do that real quick. So here is another piece of reality. So now you can see that I have moved a small table in front of those two drawers. And I use that table in one of two places. Sometimes we use it in front of the sofa that we have in here so that Andrew can do his art along with me when I'm sitting in here. Or sometimes I will use it as an additional workspace when I'm creating a project. So my current projects are actually on that table right now. Now friends, the other thing that goes in this room, that is me and Amanda's shipping department, and everything we need is in there. We have our envelopes, our stickers, our bubble wrap, so that's where we keep our shipping department. Well friends, thank you so much for checking out my craft room. I feel incredibly blessed to have this wonderful space to work in. And I'm incredibly thankful to my family for making this happen for me. There really are not words to express my gratitude for this wonderful gift. Friends, thanks for watching. See you soon.